everyone, welcome to another episode from the city of Seoul. We just got out late afternoon today because we have some plans in the evening for today's day. So we had some breakfast, everything at our hotel, which he got delivered. And then our first stop is something which we are looking forward to get my specs.
Apparently in South Korea, the prescription glasses are cheap.
Yeah.
So we are trying to search one of the cheapest ones in Seoul, Myeongdong area.
Yeah.
So let's go.
I have a frame with me with old prescription glasses, so I want to update that. We found out that this is cheaper here in South Korea compared to Canada, US, even India. So let's see. This was so fast. They just took my glasses. So that is my first frame actually since 2019. My power changed last year, so I gave them, they will take just 1 hour to change the glasses, and with the lens will be like the Blu-ray lens will take 32,000 won only, so which is around
$27.
this around 27 US dollars. Just imagine this is in Canada.
So if you wear glasses, if you come to South Korea, get the glasses. Get
Come
a pair, 2 pair, whatever.
Yeah, it's so cheap here.
It's so cheap. So in South Korea, in Seoul, they have so many shelters because as you already know, yesterday we went to DMZ. They don't have a good relationship with their neighboring country, North Korea. So anytime they can bomb a nuclear one, apparently. So they do have shelters all around this Seoul area. So they can just go in that
Like bunkers.
bunkers in that particular situation. So we are going to best Korean charcoal barbecue. So this is the screen. We'll order. Thank you. 감사합니다.
So we are ordering one grapefruit soju, one green grape soju, one grilled marinated beef, which is called galibi in Korea. That's a set menu. So it will come with all the banchan, and one pork belly set meal that will also come with all the banchan, the side dishes. And it's going to cost us 53,000 won. Okay, direct.
Oh, there is, yeah. No oil or something. 감사합니다. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The set menu comes with lots of food, and we have no idea how to eat and what to mix and how to ultimately eat it, but everything is actually delicious. So we just, puzzled it up and had something. So they gave some soup which is boiling hot. This is pork which we'll do after this big barbecue, and these are all the banchans, and this is our first soju in Korea. This is hands down the best Korean food we had in South Korea on our last day, unfortunately, but this is so good, so good. Like, I have never had this tender, this amazing beef in my life. This is amazing, like all the soup, all the banchans, the soju, like you have to experience a Korean barbecue when you're in Korea. We just had our lunch, and I think we have made a wrong choice of having 13% soju
Yeah.
middle of the day, because we have a long day to carry on till the evening. So, but the food was amazing. Like, I was not having any expectation out of it, and the beef was the best tender barbecue beef I mean we have ever had. And I don't know the name of the place, but this is in the Myeongdong street, just opposite to the accessories shop. That's
Marshall Beauty Salon.
yeah, just opposite to it. It's the 3rd floor. Do try it, like you will love it.
Quick information, if the restaurant name and the menu are in Korean or the local language, then it would be the most authentic.
Yeah,
Come.
if it is in English, that means it is for the tourist.
Yeah.
Don't be a tourist, we are local. And it's ready within an hour. We just had our lunch and came here, and the specs was ready, and it's perfectly fine. So now let's go to our first spot for the day, the Korean War Memorial. Welcome to the War Memorial of Korea. Especially after visiting DMZ, I think this will be an interesting experience. So from the moment we enter, we can see the many jets and tanks which has been used during the Korean War in the 1950s. So in this records, archives and memories section, we can see the actual newspaper cuttings and bulletin prints and everything from those time. This War Memorial of Korea in Seoul was built as a remembrance to all the lost soldiers who fought for South Korea from different nations across the world, along with US and United Nations. The 1950s was actually kind of overshadowed by the World War II. But yesterday we visited DMZ and we learned so much about the Korean history. If you haven't watched that episode, do watch it. I highly recommend it. That was one of our best experience. The link will be here and in the description. The Korean War started in the 1950s for 3 long years until it was ceased when North Korea tried to invade South Korea. So North Korea was actually backed by China and Soviet Union, whereas South Korea got the support from different regions including US and the United Nations. So ultimately the war was ceased. So as per the locals, the Korean War is still ongoing because nobody defeated anyone. The South Koreans are kind of afraid sometimes that maybe as the war is in a ceased position, so anytime North Korea can do a nuclear war on them. So that's why there are so many bunkers which he was talking about earlier in this video. So here in this war memorial, you will definitely need 2 to 3 hours if you want to check every room and want to experience the theatrical shows, the black and white pictures, and or read all the artifacts. But we didn't had that time, and also we didn't record much, but we definitely should visit this memorial, and this is a free entry. One of the end result of this Korean War is the DMZ, or the demilitarized zone of present day. So as you know, yesterday we went to the DMZ area and we literally saw the first-hand significance of how brutal the Korean War was. And war is never an answer, and standing today in 2024 where there are actually wars ongoing in this world, so when you come to these memorials, you literally feel that why we need more peace on earth.
And you can see the CN Tower, no, not CN Tower, N Seoul Tower from here. You can see N Tower. One more information, after the Korean War, there are so many North Koreans, they came to South Korea via different routes known as defectors.
Yes, and currently there are above 35,000 defectors who are living in South Korea. No one can ever cross the North Korea and South Korea border, because if you Google it, you can see that this is the most militarized, heavily guarded border in the world. So no one can cross. There are so many casualties that happened while crossing the border. So whoever has tried and successfully fled North Korea, they had to take different routes through China, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, ultimately coming in Thailand, because Thailand can give you refugee status, and then they have to tell, I want to live in South Korea, so give me South Korean residentship. So then South Korean government will take them in possession for 3 months, and 3 months they will do background check just to check whether they are spy or a real actual defectors. So once they are approved, then they get the citizenship immediately. Also they get $50,000 annually and free land, and also they don't have to pay any taxes.
The next stop was Itaewon Market nightlife, but it's not night now, it's only 6 o'clock. That's why we are going to library.
For us, though.
Yeah, we are going to library, which actually opens till 10 o'clock. So we still do have.
And if you're wondering why we are going to a library, you'll see.
So keep watching this video. This video will be our last episode of South Korea, and we will give you the details of how much we spent. Actually, we spent more than $100 in South Korea. South Korea is expensive. So we'll give you the breakup of all the expenses and how much we actually spent in the 10 days we stayed in South Korea in the end of this video. So we are going to Starfield Library.
Welcome to our second stop for the day, which is the Starfield Library in COEX Mall. So this library you might have already seen in so many Instagram reels, because of the famous escalator and this two stories floor to ceiling bookshelf. This library is actually really beautiful, and for book lovers this is open till 10 p.m. and you can read as many books as you want. It's free. Obviously it's library, it's a free entry. You can read books. Also you can buy books from here if you want. I really wonder if there are actual people who comes in this library to read or to buy books, because 90% of the people which I am seeing, and you can include me into that 90%, is just going up and down the escalators to get that perfect Instagrammable shots. But yeah, if you're into photography, this is a really cool place to get some nice pictures. But we didn't come here for the Instagrammable shots of this library. We came here because this is very close to our next spot. Let's go.
Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Behind me is the reason why we actually came to the Starfield Library, because right in front of the Starfield COEX Mall we have this horse riding famous Gangnam Style statue, and this song became so popular that they made this installation, and 24 hours this song is always playing here. And fun fact, this is one of the first musical video in the pop culture which actually went viral in YouTube, and it got billions of views, and obviously that's the reason people come here and the statue is made and the song is playing. Everybody comes here to dance and take a picture with the statue.
Okay, so I was so excited for this Gangnam Style dance. Oh, 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 oh.
And also this space is like a free space open to public 24 hours.
And the song plays 24 hours. You can come anytime, day or night, and do your Gangnam Style dance. Open Gangnam Style.
This area is called as Gangnam, and this is actually a very posh and rich, wealthy area in Seoul, and that's why the name of the song is Gangnam Style. It's based on the people of the Gangnam area because they're so stylish.
So after Open Gangnam Style, we are going to our next destination. Let's go.
So this is the Ormi inclined elevator. This is just to go to the ticket counter, then you will get the actual ticket to get the Namsan cable car to go to the Namsan Tower entire.
So you understood our next destination is Namsan Tower, or they call as N Tower. So for two round trip, 30,000 won.
Okay, 감사합니다.
So the ticket price to adult, it's 30,000 won. Return for this Namsan cable car. Not sure how much for that observatory, but to get to that cable car, we are climbing. I don't know how many stairs. Thank you.
So right now we are at the Namsan cable car, which just started, and it's a 605 meters inclined ride, and we are packed at night.
As you can see, they have all these love locks here as well to show their appreciation to their loved ones.
Where's my lock?
Yeah, I don't have much appreciation. This is a waste of money. Come, I will give you this appreciation. And as you saw, due to safety reason, they will remove all the locks on June 3rd. But today is June 13th. It's not removed yet.
So this Namsan cable car actually is a 605 meters long car. It was built in 1962 and was the first passenger like inclined cable car in Korea, and also the first cable car we have. Have you been to any other cable
No.
car? Okay, so we have ever been to. It was quite a ride. It was very fast. I think 2 to 3 minutes. We came at night to avoid heat of the sun and also crowd, but I think both are here. Like I'm sweating, and also it's a huge line just to go down. We have to wait for half an hour just to go down and take the cable car again. So this Namsan cable car, which is the first commercial cable car for passengers in Korea, actually takes you to the top of Mount Namsan here and at the base of the Seoul or N Tower.
So again, as morning, see N Tower.
And our very last spot for today is the N Tower or the N Seoul Tower or the Namsan Seoul Tower or the Namsan Tower. This is actually 236-meter high communication and observation tower, just like our CN Tower, which is, to be honest, I'm missing today while seeing the Seoul Tower. And you can see the soul of the Seoul city from here. Like, the views are amazing. I mean, as per Google, if you come early morning, that is the best time to avoid crowds. Otherwise, for afternoon during sunset, most of the people come here to enjoy sunset. Also at night, you will get the glittering view of the Seoul city, so that is also an amazing view. And it is open till 11 p.m. at night, so you have a long time to plan your day. But definitely this is a must visit because this is the iconic landmark of Seoul, and I'm sure all K-drama fans already know this tower a lot. So the views up here at night are really amazing, like with the mountains in the backdrop and the entire city of Seoul. Actually, from here I can understand that how huge, how big the city actually is. And with the tower and the views, I kind of missing our home, our condo in Toronto. If you know, you know.
Yes, he's so much missing our condo. She wanted to go back and leave this world trip.
No.
No, she doesn't do that. Let's go.
Nah.
Complete the world trip. Come, we'll do that. So they do have lots of restaurants and even a 7-Eleven on top of this Namsan mountain and the base of Namsan Tower.
And that's the end of the day. Back to where it started, Myeongdong State. So we got our dinner, as always, fruits every day and chicken. And thank you so much for watching this video till this end. And also, this is the last video of our South Korea series. So thank you so much from the bottom of our soul to be with us and subscribe.
And end of this video, as I said, you will be having all the details of how much we spent and what was the daily budget and everything. Till then,
Follow them, friends.
see you in the next country.
So this War Memorial of Korea has a,
Go.
but this library is not that, but we don't came here. And North Korea has actually the North Korea mane.
And I'm drunk.
End.